Top 10 anime where the overpowered main character falls to the lowest rank. The world of anime is a big and wide thing. Many stories are told about people who, through hard work and effort, achieve the pinnacle of success. But what about the reverse? What happens when the main character refuses to accept their fate, and even though the world pushes them down, they stand up and rebound? Join me on a journey to find out the top 10 anime where the OP main character falls to the lowest rank. Today it's me, Mozowa, who will be hosting this top 10 for today. I hope you enjoy my narration, and don't forget to subscribe to me as well as We Love Anime. Let's begin. In number 10, Dead Man Wonderland. It starts with a story of one of the main characters, Ganta Igarashi, a middle school student imprisoned for the accidental murder of his classmates. After watching the rest of his entire class, including his best friend and neighbor, killed by an unknown entity called the Red Man, he learns that his only chance to escape death is to win a violent game. This game takes place in the Dead Man Wonderland and is filled with death traps that are made by some of Japan's most creative inventors. The protagonist is thrown into a world of sadistic inmates and enigmatic powers, to live in a constant fear of the lethal collar placed around his neck that is slowed only by winning in the prison's deathly games. Ganta must bet his life to survive in a ruthless place where it isn't always easy to tell friend from foe, all while trying to find the mysterious Red Man and clear his name. In Dead Man Wonderland, this anime just fits this list. Next up, in number 9, Unbreakable Machine-Doll. In this anime, the story begins with Japanese teen Raishin Akabane, who suffers a tragedy when his family is murdered. But his luck slowly turns when he meets a woman who gifts him a doll. This doll is a humanoid automaton Yaya, who accompanies him as a part of his puppeteer training. As Raishin and Yaya compete against the top students at Walpurgis Royal Academy Machinery, this duo of puppeteer and automaton must work with one another to gain the title of Wise Man, one who is given access to the most potent forbidden arts. Next up in number 8, Classroom Crisis. In this anime, humans have conquered much of the solar system thanks to spaceship engines. Around this groundbreaking technology sprouted from new companies including Kirishina Corporation, which has an engineering academy based on Mars. This academy has one elite class called ATEC, where students spend half their time developing new spaceship engines and half on typical and not so typical high school hijinks. So far, the series seems to be a mix of sci-fi, thriller, and other things you normally don't find in high school anime. Number 7, Big Order. Big Order is a gripping, edge psychological thriller with a unique retelling of the Frankenstein story. The main character Eiji Hoshimiya wants revenge on the world for their hatred and unreasonable prejudices against him. He himself, a product of many people's hate and cruelty towards him, twisted by misfortune, he swears to bring disaster upon the world and create a disaster greater than any before. The whole anime is just fantastic. With a gripping story and memorable characters, it's definitely worth your time if you like drama and action. Next on number 6, Alderman on the Sky. We have our protagonist Ikta Solark, a lazy and lecherous young man who happens to be at the bottom of his class. He is assigned to command the border patrol in a remote province far away from the main city. Alderman on the Sky is a great anime about two warring countries, Ikta and Kashvarna, and their military groups. It's also about the struggle of one young boy who has no idea of what he wants with his life, and how his entire existence gets engulfed in this war. The deal is, you don't know if it's good or bad until the end. It might seem cliche, but that's because cliches exist for a reason. Number 5, The King's Avatar. Glory is an MMORPG that has thousands of players desperately trying to make a name of themselves. Yi Shu used to be one of the top players but was forced to leave his guild and give up being a professional player. However, he can't stop thinking about Glory. He creates a new character, keeping his identity secret, and manages to catch the attention of current top players. Yet starting over presents new challenges and limitations. It will take much more than skill to regain what he lost. One of the most immediate good points about this Chinese anime is just how stunningly beautiful it is. From the game matches and the city at night to holograms of fireworks, the magic spells and light effects are enough themselves to catch your attention. But the intricate strategies of the players are also very intriguing. Things like allocations of skill points and manipulations of cooldown periods can be the difference between victory and defeat when everyone is super powerful and skilled. It's hard to just cheer for Yi Shu when you see just how important glory is to many dedicated players. Number 4. The Familiar of Zero. Watching anime can be a lot of fun, especially when you get into the head of someone else. But what is it that makes an anime good? The Familiar of Zero is a great example of watching a show for what it is. This anime follows Louis the Zero. When the first year students are required to perform a summoning ritual, Louis's summoning results in a catastrophic explosion. Everyone deems this to be yet another failure, but when the smoke clears, a boy named Saito Hiraga appears. Now Louis's familiar Saito is treated as a slave, forced to clean her clothes and eat off the ground. But when an unfamiliar brand is found etched on Saito's hand from the summoning ritual, it is believed to be the mark of a powerful familiar named Gandalf. Wild, adventurous, and explosive, Zero no Sakaima follows Saito as he comes to terms with his new life, and as Louise proves that there is more to her than her nickname suggests. Number 3. The Devil is a Part-timer. In Anta Isla, hordes of demons begin taking over, under the command of Lord Satan. Against all odds, the hero Amelia uses all her strength to force the demon and his right-hand man, Ashiya, to flee. They manage to escape immediate danger, but find themselves in the mortal realm of Earth, where their powers are severely weakened. Being a demon king doesn't pay the bills, so Satan, now known as Sado, takes up a part-time job at the fast food chain McDonald's. Few things are funnier than a once powerful sadistic person being forced into a role of servitude. It's especially fun to see how Sado and Ashiya try to fit in and understand the human's strange ways. Things that are quite normal for us bring forth great interest and sometimes fear for our demon cast. Things get even better when Amelia emerges from Anta Isla and is torn between needing to fit in and her desire to destroy the now part-time employed Lord Satan. Number 2. Chivalry of a Failed Knight. There exist few humans in this world with the ability to manipulate their souls to form powerful weapons. Dubbed Blazers, these people study and train at the prestigious Hagen Academy to become Mage Knights. Among the students is a so-called failure Iki Kurogane, the sole F-rated Blazer. However, when the worst student in the academy sees Stella Vermilion, an A-ranked Blazer who also happens to be a princess, naked, she challenges him to a duel of dire stakes. The loser becomes the slave of the winner. There's no possible way that Stella can lose, right? Chivalry of a Failed Knight follows the story of Iki as he tries to prove his strength to a world that believes him to be the weakest, all while gaining new friends, wisdom, and experience. And finally, at number 1, we have The Rising of the Shield Hero. Naofumi Iwatani was just your average 20-year-old otaku who enjoyed playing MMORPGs. During a trip to the library, he finds a book about the 4 holy weapons. Little did he know, he finds himself sucked into a world along with 3 other young men who happen to be from alternate versions of Japan. Naofumi is assigned to be the shield hero, whose information he cannot find in the original book, but is immediately met with scorn and isolation. Initially, Princess Malti is willing to join his party, but later only to have him framed for sexually assaulting her. As a result, Naofumi is exiled from the party, left with limited resources and money. Though Naofumi does what he can to level up with the help of Vitalia and Philo to do their part in fighting off waves of calamity, which are monster attacks that come every so often. And that's it for this top 10. Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe and comment down below which anime was your favorite one. Make sure you share with friends. Also, let me know which top 10 do you want to see in the next video. This has been Mozowa. See you all you beautiful weebs next time. Bye! Top 10 anime where the overpowered main character falls to the lowest rank. The world of anime is a big and wide thing. Many stories are told about people who, through hard work and effort, achieve the pinnacle of success. But what about the reverse? What happens when the